Welcome, whether you're returning or new to the Narcissism Freedom channel. You've just stepped into a safe space, a spiritual refuge for those who've survived narcissistic abuse and are now searching for truth, clarity, and peace. This video is for the ones who've felt invisible, gaslit, emotionally drained, and constantly on edge. If you've ever wondered, why does love feel so painful? Or, why do I feel more broken the longer I stay? This is your roadmap to healing. Narcissistic abuse doesn't always leave visible wounds, but its effects run deep. It's not just about cruel words or controlling behavior. It's a slow, insidious unraveling of your identity. You start to question everything: your feelings, your memories, your intuition. You become a stranger to yourself, editing your every word, anticipating emotional landmines, and walking on eggshells. But healing is possible, and it doesn't begin with them. It begins with you. Let's start with the truth. What you experienced wasn't love. It was control dressed as care. It was possession disguised as passion. And it was manipulation wearing the mask of connection. The first step on this healing journey is naming it, saying out loud, even just to yourself, that what happened was real, that it hurt, that it changed you, and that you didn't deserve it. Naming the abuse is an act of power. It marks the moment you begin reclaiming your story. The second step is education. When I was in the thick of it, I didn't know what narcissistic abuse even was. I thought I was just too sensitive, too needy, too emotional. But the more I learned, the more I understood. I wasn't broken, I was being broken down. Love bombing, gaslighting, triangulation, projection, these weren't random behaviors. They were calculated patterns designed to confuse, isolate, and control. Once I understood the tactics, I could finally begin to detach from the cycle. The third step is release. Letting go of the illusion that it could have been different. Letting go of the fantasy that they might change if you just loved them harder. This is where grief shows up, grieving the version of love you hoped it was, and the version of yourself that you lost along the way. But in that grief, there's power. Because the release is what clears space for your rebirth. The fourth step is rebuilding. And this is sacred. You begin to listen to your intuition again, slowly, gently, without rushing. You begin to make decisions for yourself. You rediscover joy in the quietest moments, in solitude, in creativity, in your connection to God. You begin to set boundaries not to punish others, but to protect your peace. You find your voice again, and this time, it's stronger than it was before. You are not who you used to be. You're becoming someone wiser, softer, and spiritually aligned. The fifth step is reconnection. This is when you start forming new bonds with yourself, with safe people, and with your creator. Healing isn't just about detaching from the narcissist. It's about returning to your spirit, your truth, and your divine purpose. Psalm 147 verse 3 reminds us, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. That's what this stage feels like, the gentle hand of God touching places you thought would never heal. The final step is rising. This is the moment when you no longer view yourself as a victim, but as a survivor, a chosen one, handpicked by God to transform pain into purpose. You stop seeking closure from them because you've found it within. You're no longer triggered by their silence because your peace no longer depends on their presence. You rise, and not in pride, but in quiet power. This roadmap is not a straight line. Some days you'll feel like you've gone backward. That's okay. Healing is a spiral, not a ladder. Every revisit brings deeper awareness. Every setback is an opportunity to realign. You're not failing, you're refining. You're becoming. I was once so lost I couldn't tell where they ended, and I began. I was constantly apologizing, constantly anxious, constantly shrinking. But piece by piece, God began to reveal the truth. I was never the problem. I was simply in the wrong presence. And the moment I began honoring my voice, the healing began. So if you're watching this and you're in the early stages, confused, hurting, unsure, I see you. This is not the end of your story. This is your turning point. The moment you choose yourself. The moment you stop begging to be loved in broken ways. the moment you begin returning home to your soul. And if you're further along the journey, let this message be a reminder. You've already survived the worst part. Now it's about building something new, something honest, something holy. Your future doesn't have to resemble your past. You are allowed to thrive. You are allowed to feel safe. You are allowed to experience love that doesn't hurt. Healing from narcissistic abuse isn't just emotional, it's spiritual. It's a process of awakening, a process of remembering that you were never meant to stay in a place that made you forget your worth. Your voice heals. Your boundaries protect. Your truth is your freedom. If this message spoke to your soul, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe. And if you feel led to support the growth and awareness of the Narcissism Freedom channel, the details are below in the description. Your support helps this message reach others still trapped in silence. You are not what happened to you. You are who you choose to become next. Keep going. Your healing matters. Your voice matters. And your story is not over.